If I can like perform in just every gay bar in every country, I'll be more than happy. And she ran behind me and like felt my bum and like squeezed it. I'm the cool auntie, so they'll send me a picture. I'll be like, it's so cute. Me and my boyfriend were like, maybe we're Team Thanos.
What?
That's honestly one of the best things I've ever put in my mouth.
Jade aqui no Na Palma da Mari, uma edição especial em inglês. Então você que assiste ao Na Palma da Mari, segura na minha mão que vai dar tudo certo. Eu vou gastar o meu verbo to be aqui pra conversar com ela. Jade, que é uma simpatia, já veio aqui nos bastidores, perguntou se eu gosto de Marvel porque ela viu aqui no meu iPad que tem adesivos e tudo mais. Então eu acho que a gente tem muita coisa em comum. Jade,
Hi.
it's nice to have you here.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
It's great to have you here in Brazil. It's not your first time here?
No, I came here like 4 years ago with the band. So yeah, and I loved it that time. So I couldn't wait to come back.
And I saw that the fans already saw you.
Yes.
And you met them outside the hotel.
Yes, the hotel, the airport, they're everywhere.
Yes.
But it's good.
Where it's the Brazilian way.
Yeah.
So how does it feel to be in another country and see all those fans
Oh,
with
I
you?
love it. I mean, I love traveling anyways, but I particularly love Brazil. The fans here are so loud and crazy. And I've always been really grateful for their support over here. So I'm so happy to be back. But yeah, it's kind of overwhelming because my song is out now. And just knowing that people like all over the world know my song is like kind of weird.
And what do you remember from the last time you came here?
Well, we performed at the Girls Festival, and we were really shocked because I think we knew we had fans here, but we didn't realize just how many would be in the audience, like singing the words to all of our songs. So yeah, that was like pinch me moment. It was amazing. So that was my favorite part of it. Yeah.
And in fact, in a previous interview for Apple Music, you said that Little Mix show in Brazil was one of the best experience for the group.
Exactly.
What made you feel that way?
I think it was just the like surprise of seeing them all there. Like there were so many fans in our costumes or like a music video looks. And it was a lot of people, like one of the biggest gigs we've ever done. So yeah, we felt like superstars because there was like hundreds of fans outside the hotel, and yeah, it was a big deal.
And in fact, you have the superstar Jade on a new video clip.
Yes.
We're gonna talk about that, but
Okay.
first, let's see what we have in common.
Okay.
It's a thing we have here, so I'm gonna open it and see what we have in common. Okay, which song you sing on the karaoke? I said Under Pressure, but I know you must sing much better than me. So it's a great song to sing on the karaoke,
Yeah,
right?
when I saw that that was one of your favorites, I was like, I really love Queen.
Yeah.
And that's one of my favorite Queen songs. So there's lots of like different things going on in that song. You know, it's a good duet.
Yeah. Oh, you don't want to do that with me.
You're
I
Queen.
think you should do.
You be
do it
Queen,
with
I'll
me.
be David Bowie.
Oh.
It'll be a whole thing.
But it's a hard song to sing, right?
Yeah. Because it's like, that bit.
We have to drink something before.
I think so. Get in the mood.
Yeah, get in the mood.
Okay.
Drama series. You like This Is Us, Just Like Me, Succession, and Ted Lasso.
Yes. Succession to me is one of the best TV shows of all time. Like the acting is just phenomenal. Yeah, it's one of my favorites. And then This Is Us, I love. And I don't know many people that love This Is Us, especially in the UK.
Really?
Yeah. So me and my best friend watched it all and we cried a lot. Yeah. And then Ted Lasso is such a good feel-good show.
Yeah.
So they're actually three of my favorites.
And it's interesting because when we talk about This Is Us, Succession, they're Americans.
Yes.
Yeah, and Ted Lasso is in London.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it must be very special for you.
It is. I think we've embraced that show so much because, you know, it's like football culture, which is huge in the UK. And it deals with some, you know, important storylines like the LGBTQ plus community and stuff like that. So I think it's a really important show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you said that you're also introverted.
Yeah.
tell me more about that. So, because it must be hard, because doing what you do, and you're introverted, how does that work?
I think I'm like an introverted extrovert. Like I'll go out and I have to, it's my job, right? And you know this, you go to events, you have to socialize. It takes a lot of like my social battery. I have to like literally charge myself up. And then I'll go and I'll say hi to everyone. I'll do all the schmoozing and all that stuff. And then it's like my battery just goes, and I'm like, okay, bye. I can't like, I can't turn it on at a certain point once I'm like knackered. So yeah, but I've definitely got better at it, and I've had to, because now I'm a solo artist. I can't rely on the other girls to like keep me going. I have to be that person myself. So I've definitely had to learn how to be an extrovert a bit more.
Yeah, and how is your life outside the music part? When you're not working, what you like to do?
When I'm not working, I love trying to go home and see my family and friends. I love watching music videos. So like a perfect night in for me is ordering, I don't know, a curry, sitting with my friends, watching music videos, having tea and biscuits.
And I know you have dogs.
Yes, 2 dogs.
Yeah, and you like to walk with them.
Oh, yeah, my 2 rescues, Mimi and Spike.
Oh.
So yeah, I love just when I get a day off, like spending time with them and my boyfriend. So yeah.
Yeah, and I know, because you said it here, that you love silly memes as well.
Yes, the sillier the better. Yeah, I love like stupid humor, or like dad jokes. I appreciate. So
we're very good with that in Brazil.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
We're very good with memes.
I can literally just have a conversation with my friends via meme. Do you know what I mean? Like, or GIFs, just send it back and forth.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What keeps you up at night, worrying about unresolved problems?
Yes. I really struggle to sleep, actually, because I'll get in bed and then all of a sudden my brain's like, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Like all the things that I need to get finished, or any creative ideas. Yeah, I'm definitely like a worrier when I get in bed. And I don't really feel it so much during the day, but I guess you're the same.
Yeah. In the bed and in the shower.
Yes, you think
There's the 2 moments.
Yeah, definitely. I'm with you there.
So you saw my sticker here, and you're also a Marvel fan.
I do love a bit of Marvel. Me and my boyfriend watch all the movies, and I watch like the breakdowns on YouTube where they like, you know, explain everything further, because it's quite confusing. There's so much going on now in the Marvel universe. Yeah, it's like a religion at this point.
Yeah. What's your favorite movie?
Oh my gosh. I do like Black Widow. I like her in, obviously, Iron Man. And I mean, I feel like the best Marvel movie is probably Endgame.
Yeah.
Because like, it was epic.
Yes, it was. I cried a lot.
Yeah, it was really sad. Yeah, I definitely cried, and I've seen it a lot of times now.
Yeah,
and
it's
also,
a different experience every time.
Every time you watch it, you see a new thing that you missed, or like an Easter egg, or So Endgame's like iconic, and also me and my boyfriend were like, maybe we're Team Thanos.
What?
I don't know. Like, he's got some good points.
Yeah, I already heard a discussion about that.
Yeah, maybe, I mean, not, you know, I don't agree with ending like half of the world's population, but like, you know, he's I think a lot of the times the villains are underrated. I think they've got some valid points.
Yeah, and sometimes the villain just wants to rule the world with no points at all, but Thanos has a point.
They've just got unresolved trauma, and they're just out here. They need a hug. That's it.
So you're in Brazil, and I know you already tried pão de queijo.
Oh yeah, don't get me started.
Yeah, so tell me more about what you felt when you tried pão de queijo.
It was like a spiritual awakening. I can't explain it. Those little cheesy bread balls are really special to me. Yeah. I tried them last time I came here, and the girls were like, Jade, rein it in, like it's just a snack. But I was like, it's not just a snack to me. My friends laugh at me because I do love like little things. You know, like on TikTok, I watch like the miniature when they cook things and it's like minute. Like I love little things. I don't know why. Maybe it's like a childhood thing. I used to, did you have Polly Pockets here?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like anything small I was like obsessed with. So maybe that's why I'm drawn to pão de queijo. So it's called?
Pão de queijo.
Pão de queijo.
Pão de queijo
One day
is
I'll
very
get it
good.
right. But so yeah, every day now, because everyone knows I like it, I just get them in abundance every day, like bowls of it.
We have pão de queijo here.
Have you?
Yeah, after our interview, we're gonna eat pão de queijo and some other stuff that
Oh my
we're gonna
God.
try.
Okay, cool.
And I know you like Brazilian food, but
Yes.
what's your relationship with Brazilian music?
Oh, well, I'm still learning. The label sent me like a playlist, which I've been listening to every morning of like Brazilian artists and the kind of, the music culture here. I have got a Brazilian funk version of my song, Angel of My Dreams, by SMU. So I'm excited for that to come out. But yeah, I love Pablo Vittar. I like Anita, obviously. And Marina Senna, I like her. Yeah.
They're all amazing.
Yes.
So let's talk about Angel of My Dreams. You talk about the music industry that you will always love and hate at the same time.
Yes.
What is the biggest change you would like to see in this industry?
I would like to see, I guess, just a bit more like patience and room for growth. I don't know, like I do think there is a change happening, especially for women in music. We're seeing a lot of women like excel, and it's women that have worked at their craft for years and years. So that's really cool to see. I feel like it's becoming a little less fickle. And, you know, when I first started in the industry, I was 18, and that was like 2011. So the music industry was very different then. It was very savage, very cutthroat, very competitive, and we were really overworked, I would say. So I think especially for women, I would just like to see more respect and equality.
Yeah. Talking about girl groups, they have changed a lot over time.
Yes.
Before there was a huge sexualization of women, for example. So how do you see this evolution over the years you spent with Little Mix and now?
Yeah, I think you have to allow women to evolve into that or do it if it's right for them, you know. I don't feel either way. Like if you have artists that are super sexualized, and if that's their choice, then I think that's different. But when it's put upon you, or when it's something you feel like you're being pushed into, then that's obviously a different thing. Yeah, I think with Little Mix, it was actually organic. I will say I didn't feel like publicly we were kind of pushed into doing that. I think we started off very young, and I think that was a blessing. We looked really young, and you know, it gave us a chance to grow and have that longevity in the industry. And I think people struggled actually when we became women in the public eye, and we wanted to express ourselves differently or embrace our sexuality, and people couldn't handle it, I think, because they'd seen us in a different light. So that was interesting. But I'd say behind the scenes is more where I've seen any sort of problematic stuff of feeling like being sexualized or being I don't know, being what's the word? I guess when you're a woman in the industry, you are sometimes reminded of that in not so positive ways behind the scenes. Yeah.
Yeah. And you and the girls grew up together.
Yes.
So how was it to go through these different moments of life with them? You were like you said, 18 at the beginning, and now you're all in different places.
I know, like my whole adult life was in the band, so that's kind of strange. Like becoming a woman and you know, that being seen through a public lens it isn't normal, you know. And I'm just really grateful that I was actually in a group, because I had other girls to lean on and go through that with. I don't think I could have been a solo artist at 18 years old. That would have been too much. And I've seen, you know, women throughout the years in the industry that have had similar experiences, and they've really suffered because of that. Because, you know, one minute you want to have the freedom to rebel or do whatever you want and, you know, not be judged for that. And then at the same time, you're like a product, and you have to, you know, not disappoint people, or, you know, maybe audiences like expect something of you, and when you don't deliver that, you know, you're seen as like letting them down. So yeah, I feel like it was quite hard for Little Mix because we had a very young fan base and we were kind of put on a pedestal as being like role models. And I think when somebody calls you that, it's really lovely, but with that comes a lot of pressure because it's like if you step outside of that or you do anything human or make a mistake, then all of a sudden it's like, well, you're supposed to be a role model. So that's a lot of pressure.
And you have a group chat, right?
Yes.
Can you tell us what goes on in there? Who's who in this group?
A lot of gossiping, a lot of leaning on each other for advice. Sometimes I'll get updates of the babies, of the girls' children. I'm the cool auntie, so they'll send me a picture. I'll be like, that's so cute. I'll be like, yeah. I think I like seeing the updates of what they're up to, and sometimes we'll have a little moan about the industry, or sometimes we'll send each other like videos of our old performances and be like, oh, that was amazing. Do you remember this? Yeah, we reminisce a lot, which is cool.
It's great to see that you have each other's back.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because we saw for a long time girls against girls.
Yeah, and I really resent that. And you know, when I was younger as well, I feel like sometimes I felt like that, like I had to compare myself or see it as competition with other women in the industry, and it's really not healthy. And you know, now that I'm older, I just want to celebrate like other women. You know, it's hard for us in the creative industry to get through it. So yeah, I feel like it's nice seeing now. I feel like a lot of these big solo female artists are like publicly supporting each other, and I think that's really special.
And you already said that there were some people on this industry that didn't take you seriously when you were in Little Mix.
Yeah.
How did you manage that, and how do you feel about it now?
I don't mind it now because I think it got us to where we are and where I am now. I think for a girl band especially, we kind of felt like the underdog in the industry. You know, it took a lot of time to be taken seriously. It literally took years to kind of be seen as credible artists or convince people that we did write music. And I think a pivotal moment for us was when we won our first Brit Award in the UK, because it finally felt like the industry respected us as artists. And then it was like 10, 11 years in before we won Best Group. And that was the first time a female group had ever won that award. Bearing in mind, like, you know, Spice Girls were always up for that award. I don't know, the Sugar Babes, Girls Aloud. There's so many amazing girl groups in the UK. And I think the Brits had been going for like 45 years or something like that. And that was the first time a girl group had won. So that just goes to show, you know, that there's still a long way to go for like women and girl groups in the industry.
Yeah, and it was 11 years with decisions being made by a group, and now you get to decide. So
yes.
Were you nervous at some point? How was it?
Yeah, a little bit. I think I was so used to making group decisions, and, you know, it's not just about me. So when I became a solo artist, I really had to get used to being like, oh, this is just my decision. This is just what I want to do. And once I got used to that, that was kind of liberating for me to have that at this point in my life and, you know, choose my team, choose my label, my management, you know, write music that was just for myself. So I think I needed to learn how to do that. Yeah.
What about the video clip of The Angel of My Dreams?
Yes.
I love it.
Thank you.
How was the process to?
So the video, I knew I wanted it to tell the story of the song more because the song is quite chaotic. And I think the video really helps explain the story behind the song. And the director, Perrie, he's incredible. He was amazing. And yeah, it was super collaborative. He understood the assignment and he loved the song just as much as I did. So that was really important. But yeah, it was like a 4-day shoot. It was a big old operation. And yeah, there's multiple versions of myself in the video. And I guess the idea behind that is that, you know, women in the industry feel like disposable, or they feel like they have to compete against each other. And there's always somebody else ready to take your spot. And yeah, I think the video just shows, the kind of brutality of the industry and what's involved with that.
And how would you describe your relationship with the music industry now?
I think I have a much healthier relationship with the industry. I think I'm at peace with what it is, and I think the minute you kind of work on yourself and you kind of look at it from the outside and you don't take it as seriously, then that's like liberating. You kind of, you don't worry so much. I think I've been a part of it for so long now that I'm just like, I've done the hard work. Like I've paid my dues. I've grafted and grafted to get to where I am today. So I'm just proud of myself. So now moving forwards with my own music, I'm just doing what I love to do, and whatever happens, I'm proud of that, and I'm grateful to be in the position I'm in. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're the last member of Little Mix to release new songs after the break that you had.
Yeah.
You said to EW that you needed time to figure out what's your artistic identity outside the group. So how did you use this time, and how did you find out who you really are as an individual?
Well, I think, I've been a part of the group for 11 years, and that was such a like constant, roller coaster. So when I finally got off and sat at home, I was like, what just happened? We rarely had breaks in the group, and it was so full on. So I just needed time to like live and have like a normal life for a while, walk my dogs, spend time with my partner, my family, like my nephew and nieces, and then, go in the studio and begin writing for myself. And I had to push myself and creatively push myself out my comfort zone. I was back and forth to LA a lot, working with new producers and new writers, and just gradually taking the time to figure out what the Jade sound is. So I think I took the longest because I think I needed the most time to learn how to exist on my own, but also to get to a point where, like with Angel of My Dreams, be like, this is the Jade sound and this is finally who I am. And I feel confident in that now.
And you talked about writing. Writing is such a vulnerable process, I imagine. Can you tell us more about that moment for you when you sit down and say, okay, I'm going to open my heart here? How does it feel? It's
hard. I think, did you hear my throat there? I was like, if you think like a writing session, sometimes you're just going in with strangers and it's like, shall we write about my trauma? So it's quite full on. And that's why I think you have to find like your creative family. And that's why so many artists will only work with the same people. But I did a lot of like speed dating producers and writers and finding my people. An Angel of My Dreams, I wrote with Steph Jones, who did Espresso, Pablo Bowman. He did like Miracle with Calvin and Ellie. And it was produced by Mike Sabbath, who I've known for a long time. He did, all of the Ray record. So they were just a dream team to work with, and they allowed me to, be vulnerable and talk about exactly what I wanted to write about. But I write a lot of poetry as well. So sometimes I'll go in the room and I'll already have a poem ready, and that's like the starting point to a song. So it just depends. But I guess that's another reason why it took me so long, because I was working with so many new people. But it was definitely worth it.
And today there's a lot of talk about artificial intelligence.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think the music industry can use AI in some way?
I hate it.
Yeah?
I absolutely hate it. Sorry. I think if we open that like Pandora's box too much, then I just don't know where it will end. I don't think people should be allowed to use other people's voices without their permission. Like when I see like, I see that actually with Little Mix covers, like this is Little Mix doing an Ariana Grande song, and I'm like, I don't like it. Like, or like using, artists that have been and gone, like Whitney Houston. I saw like something pop up of her singing a song, and I'm like, you don't know if she wanted that, So I don't really like it. And also, what happens then when AI can just do everything for us? Like, what happens to live music? What happens to someone going in a recording studio and singing the song themselves? Like, I don't know. I think it's a slippery slope. Maybe I'm just like anti-technology. I don't know, but I'm not really into it.
And what is your relationship with technology?
Not great.
Really?
No, I'm a bit of a grandma with technology anyways, but listen, I'm all for like positive progression. And I'm sure, like, I know that AI obviously helps with, like, you know, in the science world and like with health and stuff like that. So it's definitely integral to the process of things like that. But I think in the creative space, we have to be so careful with how it's used, you know, visually and artistically. We're seeing already like sort of fake like porn images of artists and things like that, which is so scary to think about. And sometimes we don't know what's real and what isn't. So I'd like to think that pretty soon there'll be a lot more like legislation and laws in place to protect people from that. But, you know, I guess it's like anything, like social media, there's good and bad qualities to it, you know. So I guess it's just the same thing with AI. Yeah, but I try to have a healthy boundary with social media as well, because you can get really obsessed with, you know, reading the comments or seeing what people are saying about you. And that can be really detrimental to your mental health. So I try my best to like use it when I need to. Yeah.
Yeah. And you sampled the song Puppet on a String.
Yes.
Did you ever feel like a puppet in your journey as a singer? How do you feel about it now?
Yes and no. I think both things are true. I sometimes resented that statement because when we first got put together, sometimes in the press or with critics, they just deem us as like puppets or like manufactured. And I really hated that because we worked so hard and we really were in control of the music. But at the same time, yes, maybe we were, you know, we are products. Little Mix was a brand. So yeah, I guess to a degree we were in that sense. But I feel like using it in the song felt really perfect because yeah, it can feel like that sometimes. But I guess in another way, it was me like reclaiming that phrase and using it for my own like art.
Like you said, you were 18 years old when you began.
Yes.
What you wish you knew back then?
Oh my God, I wish I knew what I was signing. That's for sure. Yeah, I wished. I don't know though, because there's kind of a beauty to the naivety of being that young. I was just so excited to be in the industry and so excited to be a pop star. And I think maybe that's a good thing because I didn't understand really what was going on. And as you get older, you're like, oh, wow, like, you know, you understand more the kind of business side of the industry. But I would also just tell her to not, to enjoy it more and not let things affect her so much. You know, we were really young when we entered the public eye, and that means people have a lot to say about how you look. And, you know, everything you do, really. So that used to affect me sometimes. And now I just don't really care. So, you know, people are always going to say things about how you look. So you literally can't expect everybody to like you. So there's no point worrying about that, you know.
And you're 31 now,
Yes,
and
yeah.
doing something different.
Yeah.
Your music, your life, and how does it feel to have your life now?
I don't know. I just feel really lucky to be starting again, like as a solo artist in my 30s. I think we've had a lot of progress in terms of like ageism, especially for women in the music industry. I feel like 10, 20 years ago, if I said I'm going to start my solo journey in my 30s, people would be like, oh, no, that wouldn't work. But now we're seeing so many incredible artists that are, you know, yeah, in their 30s and smashing it. You know, not like Beyonce. I don't know how old Taylor is. I'm guessing she's around my age. Charlie, Rina, Sawayama, Tinashe, all these incredible artists that have spent years and years working hard, and now they're getting their flowers, and that's incredible to see. And like I say, I couldn't have done this 10 years ago. So, you know, I feel like Little Mix was such a special like phenomenon, and I'm so grateful that I was a part of that because it trained me to be an artist now. Yeah.
And what would you say to women, not necessarily in the music industry, but they're also in their 30s and they want to do something different and are afraid of taking a different step? you can inspire a lot of women.
Oh yeah, I think it's never too late to do what you want to do. Like, what am I trying to say? Yeah, nobody can tell you what you should and shouldn't be doing. I think you're never too old to follow your dreams. We know so many like women in the public eye, like authors or actors that start like in their 40s or 50s. I don't think it matters as long as you are good at what you do and you work hard for it. Yeah, nothing should stop you doing that.
I love to hear about your experience growing up with a passion for music. Did you listen to many girl groups?
Yes, girl groups are my thing. So starting with the Supremes, they were my first girl group that I was obsessed with. My mum used to play a lot of Motown music. Diana Ross I was obsessed with. So yeah, and then, you know, as a little girl, we had the Spice Girls, TLC, En Vogue. God, so many girl groups. I feel like I grew up in the generation of girl bands, especially in the UK. Destiny's Child as well, obviously. So I had all the like Spice Girls dolls. I had a Spice Girls bedroom with wallpaper and bedding, everything with Spice Girls. So yeah, maybe I knew all along that I'd be put in a girl band.
And I'm sure you had the chance to meet them.
Some of them, yeah. I haven't met Victoria yet. But I've met Mel C a bunch of times and she's so lovely, really supportive. I saw her recently actually before my music came out and she was like, how are you feeling? I know it's scary when you first come out of a group and you release your own music. But she was like, you're going to smash it. So that was really sweet. But yeah, it feels amazing when like iconic members of other girl bands sort of give you advice or pass the baton on.
Yeah.
That's really special.
Were you that kid that was always singing and dancing?
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, I loved pop music. Yeah, I was always singing at every show, every like musical theatre group, dance class. Anywhere and everywhere that I could go, I would sing and dance and perform. And I was quite a shy child, like very introverted. So for me, like getting on stage and singing was my way of like coming out of my shell. My family used to call me Little Voice, which was a movie when I was younger about this girl who wouldn't speak, but then she would sing and everyone would listen. So yeah.
Do you remember the first time you ever sang in public? How was it?
First time I ever sang in public, oh my gosh. I remember singing at like assembly at school and like the teachers crying and I was like, oh, this is weird. I couldn't understand like why they were crying, but I guess it's because they were moved by my voice. And because I grew up listening to divas like Diana Ross, Shirley Bassey, Celine Dion, like even as a little girl, I would always choose to sing these like really mature, like big ballad moments. So I guess I would try and emulate that like mature voice when I'd sing. So maybe, yeah, that's why they felt emotional listening to that. But I'm trying to remember my first stage show. I think it was a musical. Do you know the musical Bugsy Malone?
No.
Okay, well, it was a musical anyways back in the day. And I had a very small role. I was like the cook or something. It was really crap. And I just remember my grandma and like my mum in the audience. Like, I was like, I've not even got a line, but they were really proud. But I definitely got the bug from an early age.
And how did it feel to be on stage? Because you were really introverted, shy maybe?
Yeah, really shy.
What did you do to leave that behind? That's possible.
I mean, I used to get really nervous. Like I'd get stage fright and I'd shake a lot. Even in the group, like I had to, when we first got put together, I had to like get like hypnotherapy and stuff to learn how to calm my nerves. But I just always forced myself to do it and get on stage because once I was up there and once I got like halfway through the performance, I'd be like, oh, okay, now I'm home. Now I feel safe. Now this is where I want to be. So I didn't want to let my anxiety like get in the way of like becoming an artist. But I just can't explain it. Like when you're on stage and doing what you love, or when you're singing your songs and there's fans singing those words back to you, it's like there's no high like it. It's like the adrenaline rush. Like when I'd be on tour and I'd come off stage, I couldn't go to bed because I'd just be like buzzing. yeah, there's nothing like it.
And I read a lot of comments on social media, a lot of fans saying that you're really sweet with them.
Oh, that's nice.
And that's really nice because unfortunately we see in this industry a lot of artists that don't talk to fans, or it's really sad. So how does it feel when you see someone that really likes you and you're so thoughtful with them?
Oh, well, I'm just really grateful. Like, you don't know how long this will ever last. And I always thought that in the band, like, we never knew it would go on for so long. So, you know, I always try my best to give time to the fans because they are the ones, you know, that are traveling really far, or they're, you know, paying like their hard-earned money to buy your music or tickets for your tour. So, you know, I always try my best to stop and talk to them or take pictures or, you know, answer the letters or whatever. Because yeah, they're literally the reason why I'm still going as an artist. So it's like the least I can do. But I do respect like other artists, like boundaries with it, especially if you're new to the industry, like it is a lot. So each to their own, I suppose. And there's always other ways of showing your appreciation. But, you know, especially coming to Brazil, I don't get to come here often. So of course I'm going to spend time with the fans. They're so sweet. They're honestly so amazing. We did like a fan event yesterday. And there was a bunch of fans there. We played their music. They brought gifts like Brazilian football shirts and loads of letters and stuff. So that was really sweet. All these bracelets I got off the fans. So yeah, I'm just really grateful that I get to travel the world doing what I love with and seeing the fans. Yeah.
And I saw that the fans here are called Huns.
I did not name them that. I don't know where that came from. I know they mentioned it yesterday in the fan event, but I don't like the pressure of naming them. I'm like, you do it. I know Huns is one of them. There's like various names. There's like Jade Nation, Jadeites. There's like a rude name, which I won't say on here. But I kind of like the idea of the fans having their own little names amongst themselves. You know, if they feel like they're a Hun, then they can be that. If they feel like another name, then they could be that. So maybe I'd create this little community of fans who have their own little sub cultures amongst it. Yeah, I don't want the pressure of naming them.
And Jade, how do you see yourself in like 10 years?
Oh my gosh. 10 years time, I'd love to have done like a world tour of my own music. That would mean the world to me. I don't care what capacity it is. If I can like perform in just every gay bar in every country, I'll be more than happy. But yeah, my ambition is to perform around the world and know that I can do that. That's definitely up there. I don't know, maybe to receive like any sort of award for my own music would feel really special. And, you know, I'd like to have a family at some point in my life. I'm not in any rush, but, you know, I definitely think about it more now. And also, yeah, I think for women in the music industry as well, it's really inspiring to see like Leigh-Anne and Perrie or like other female artists who can, you know, have a family and still be a pop star. There's no reason why you can't do both things. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see in the future.
Okay, so let's go to the ping pong we have here with some questions.
Okay.
Some curious questions.
All right.
Have you ever accidentally confused someone for another person?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, definitely. I'm trying to think the last time. Well, like a celebrity?
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah, probably. But the first thing that comes to my mind is when somebody... Do you know the actress Nina Dobrev?
Yeah.
So she thought I was one of her co-stars and she ran behind me and like felt my bum and like squeezed it at this... I think it was the Teen Awards or something in America. And I turned around, she was like, I'm so sorry. I thought you were my friend. I was like, it's fine. I don't mind being, you know, touched by Nina Dobrev. But yeah, I'll never forget that moment because she was absolutely horrified, bless her. So yeah, it happens to the best of us.
Yeah. The best recipe for a hangover?
Oh, well, I always drink a lot of water before bed if I'm really drunk. And girls, no matter what happens, take your makeup off. I don't care how drunk you are. even if it's a face wipe, get it off your face. You'll feel better the next day. I guess like English breakfast, like if you have like eggs and bacon, I like a greasy spoon breakfast. Apparently Lucozade good when you're hungover as well. Or just like fizzy drinks.
And the hangover after our 30s is different.
Oh
right?
my God, it's like 2 days. Yeah, it has to be a special occasion if I'm going to go all out and get really drunk now. So yeah, you're right.
You have to plan.
Yes.
Have you ever dreamed that you were naked in front of everyone?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely had those nightmares before. Like I remember having a dream like when I was going through a bit of an anxious phase where like on stage, like especially for us, we'd always do this thing where you'd come up in a man lift and you'd like rise onto stage. And I remember having like a dream where I would just be naked and I'd be rising up and be like, no, stop it, stop. And then I'd just be like on stage and everyone would be like, so yeah, I think everyone has a naked dream at some point, don't they?
Yeah.
I wonder what it means.
Yeah, I don't know.
Must be like something about feeling vulnerable or whatever.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Which characteristic do you value most in a person?
I like curious people. Like I like people that like are always trying to better themselves or like question the world. It's one of the things I love most about my partner is he always questions everything. But I think that's a really amazing thing when people are willing to like, yeah, be curious about new things or learn new things or, you know, unlearn things that they've maybe, you know, grown up thinking were right but are wrong. I think that's a really good quality to have as a person. And just like kindness. It sounds cheesy, but, you know, it goes a long way, doesn't it? If you're nice to people. I really believe that when you're good to people, you know, karma will come back around to you. So, yeah.
And how do you keep part of your relationship private?
Yeah, it's hard. I think it's hard because you want to like, when you love someone, you want to tell the world you love them, right? But then with that comes, you know, you open the doors then to people wanting more and more, wanting to know all the personal parts of your relationship. So it is quite hard, but I think there's definitely things, you know, we keep to ourselves. We don't post about each other like too much. And I think that's important too. I find that sometimes people that constantly are posting about each other, sometimes that isn't necessarily a good thing, or it's like trying to prove that you're okay. So yeah, I think just, trying to strike a healthy balance is good. Let people in, but not, you don't want them to know all the dramas for sure.
Are you romantic?
Am I romantic? Yeah, maybe a little bit. I think I'm like thoughtful. So I love getting gifts for people and really thinking about it. Like for me, I'd much rather someone like wrote me a letter than like bought me something flashy, you know? So I guess I'm romantic in that sense. Yeah, and I love like traveling the world with my boyfriend. That things like that I find romantic.
Okay, so we have a lot in common. You love Brazilian food, and you talked about Ted Lasso. Are you also a football fan?
Yeah, I like football, yeah.
Because here in Brazil, that's a huge
thing. I know,
thing.
It's so huge, yeah, I know. Yeah, I love football. I support my local team, my hometown, South Shields FC. Big up. So yeah, I've supported them for a long time. I'm a part of the club as well. Like I have a very small shareholder in the club, so I try and support it in any way I can. But also I grew up supporting Newcastle, and UFC.
Do you know how to play?
I did. I used to play football when I was younger. Yeah, I used to be in goal actually because I was quite fearless of the ball. So yeah, I was definitely either like defense or in goal. But I kind of stopped that when I went to school. I think maybe it wasn't. I don't know why actually, but I do miss it. But yeah, I do love football. In my hometown or in my like region, there was a footballer called Alan Shearer, who was like the god of football growing up in like the northeast. And so like when I made it and when I got put in the band, I finally got to meet him, and like I was like, I was kind of starstruck.
You should do that next time you come to Brazil. shall play football together.
Yes. Do you play football?
Yeah, I used to.
We've got so much in common.
Yes.
And you said you love your nephews, right? I saw that.
Yeah.
I'm really close to my nephew and nieces. I love spending time with them.
I'm the cool end as well.
Same.
Yes. And yeah. So let's play a game here
Okay.
with you. But first we have to take the foods, the pão de queijo.
Oh, yes.
Você piscou e a gente tá com comidas aqui na mesa. We're gonna try everything.
Yes, please.
We have the pão de queijo for you.
Oh,
And this is a very good pão de queijo.
this is a big one.
Yes.
I didn't realize they could be this big.
Yes.
Oh, it's just beautiful.
You like tiny things, but
Yeah.
that's big.
But I appreciate this.
Yeah. So we're gonna play a game while you try some things.
Okay.
And it's a questionnaire about Brazilian culture. We'll ask you questions and give you options of answers. But don't worry, we're not gonna get offended or mad.
Yeah,
if
will
you
I be, like,
make any
villainized?
mistakes. Yeah.
If I get it wrong.
No, don't worry.
Okay.
So while you eat your pão de queijo,
Yeah.
first question.
Okay.
What does picar a mula, which literally translates to chop the mule,
Chop the mule.
mean in Portuguese? Two options.
Chop the mule.
Two options. It means to leave a place quickly.
Yeah.
It means someone is vegetarian.
I think leave somewhere quickly.
Yes. Right answer.
Let's chop the mule.
Yeah. Yes. Let's picar a mula.
French exit.
You can say picar a mula.
Picare mule.
Yeah. So, well, let's go to other food here. That's coxinha.
Oh, yes, I've heard about these.
Yeah, you can get one.
They look
It's
like
with chicken inside.
little tears.
But they're gonna make you happy, I swear,
Okay.
because it's really good.
Oh, you ate it like that? Wow.
Ela come a coxinha pela ponta.
Oh my
We
god.
have a huge discussion here in Brazil. I ate the whole thing.
You
but,
went balls deep with that.
Yeah. But we
Good
have
for
a
you.
discussion here in Brazil. If you eat, start from here or here.
I would say like this because, you know, like an ice cream cone, you should eat like the bigger bit.
Yeah.
Because if you eat that, then you're not getting much, like there's not much in the little...
Yeah,
This
I
little
agree.
bit.
I agree.
Yeah.
So next question, okay?
Oh, wow. They're like chicken nuggets, but with cheese in them.
Yeah, but it's really good. No, it's amazing.
Oh my God.
One of my favorite. Brazilians have a tradition of giving the first slice of birthday cake to someone.
Okay.
Who do they usually give it to? Their parents, the oldest relative, the most special person in the room.
I feel like it's the most special person in the room.
Oh my God, you're Brazilian.
Am
already.
I?
Yes, the right answer.
Because it's like, it's a special piece of cake, the first slice.
Yeah, right answer. So let's go to
What do I win?
the sweet things.
Ooh!
This is brigadeiro.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I've heard of this too.
Yeah,
It's like
it's
condensed
chocolate.
milk, right?
Yeah, with chocolate. And that's with coconut.
Okay.
And that's with strawberry.
Ooh.
So you can try all of
I'm
them.
going to start with the strawberry one.
Yeah.
I love strawberry.
It's called bicho de pé.
Bicho de blé.
Yes.
Should I chop
No,
some?
no, don't worry. I had a lot of this
I don't eat
through
the
my
whole
whole life.
thing.
So
It's like a strawberry milkshake.
yeah,
Oh my God.
the consistency is very good.
Wow.
I told you we're very good with food here in
Oh
Brazil.
my God.
Next
Okay.
one.
I'm not a big fan of coconut, so I'm going to do this one next because
Okay.
chocolate can be the finale.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not huge on coconut, but I will
That's
try.
good.
Okay. Better than I thought.
Yeah.
It's the texture of coconut that I don't fuck with. Sorry.
But the strawberry one is winning.
That's winning
Okay.
so far. I've never tasted anything like that.
That's my favorite. So
I love chocolate.
yeah.
Oh, man. I've got a dance class after this.
Yeah.
I've got a Brazilian funk dance class after this, and I'm going to feel
You're
sick.
gonna get there with a lot of energy.
Or I'll be tired. I'm going to crash.
It's amazing.
I'm just
The best thing about Brazil, brigadeiro. I love
holy
it.
shit balls.
But we have
That is
another
phenomenal. And what is that?
sweet one. Yeah, that is called doce de leite.
Doce de leite.
Yes. We gave it to the McFly boys and they loved it. It was their favorite.
So it's like a chocolate spread.
Oh my God. Yeah.
What's going on in there then? Why is it like that?
And you have to get a spoon and you have to try it.
Oh my God. Is it like a mousse?
It's really good. Amazing, right?
Oh my God. What is that?
I'm giving you reasons to come back to Brazil.
It's like, is it caramelly? It's like chocolate caramel.
Yeah, there's something like
That's
that.
honestly one of the best things I've ever put in my mouth.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
So, next question. In Brazil, there's a superstition that leaving your flip-flop turned upside down brings some kind of bad luck. What do
Okay.
you think it means? That something bad might happen to your mom, that you could lose money.
I mean, the man one's so bleak. I think the money one, is it lose money?
No, it's the
It's
other
your mom.
one. Yeah.
Oh, that's so awful.
Never leave your flip-flop turned
Flip-flap.
upside down. Yeah, that's really hard to say.
It is.
In Brazil, it's chinelo.
Chinelo.
It's easier.
But
Yeah.
actually, I can't remember ever leaving my flip-flops like upside down. That's just icky. Like,
Okay.
why would you do that?
Yeah.
They
But
need to
sometimes
be-
that happens.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Last question.
Yeah.
You get it. You got two.
What do I get next?
What does Maria Fifi mean?
Maria Fifi.
Yeah.
Sounds like a drag queen.
Someone who loves to hear gossip about people's lives.
Oh, Maria Fifi.
One of the most iconic bossa nova singers of Brazil.
Maria Fifi. I don't want to insult this artist, so I'm going to say it's the artist. Is it an artist?
No, it's
No.
someone who loves to hear gossip about.
Okay, but I only did that because if I was wrong about that, then I didn't want to look like I didn't know who she was.
So if you like to hear gossip, you're Maria Fifi.
Such a Maria Fifi.
Yeah, you can take that to England.
I love that.
Yeah. So to end
Wow.
our... Oh my God.
Mm.
Yeah, got it. That's cachaça.
Cachaça.
It's a very traditional drink here in Brazil. You own a bar, right?
Yes. I own a cocktail bar.
And you're gonna love cachaça then.
Okay.
So it's a drink made from a plant from north of Brazil,
Okay.
cachaça de jambu.
Cachaça de jambu.
And it leaves numbness in your mouth, but it's temporarily.
What?
It's really, it's
Okay.
experience. So
Cool.
I'm working, but if my boss left here, it means I can drink as well.
Oh, fair. It's part of the job.
Yeah,
You have to
I
do it.
love my job. Yeah,
Okay. Cool.
even for me,
It's
I'm
quite
used to
strong
it, but
smell.
yeah.
Are you gonna neck the whole thing?
No.
Okay, cool.
No. Oh, let's yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, it gets better. It does get better.
Yeah.
It's
It's,
like, oh,
it
I
is
am-
scary at first.
My tongue's a bit numb.
Yeah.
It's working its way down.
You can feel
I
it.
could feel it.
Yeah, but that's Brazil right there. Are you okay?
I'm okay. It's kind of nice. I like the taste of it, but it's like my tongue feels a bit.
Yeah, that's
Bit funny.
the thing about.
I kind of
Cachaça
like
de
it
jambu.
though. I think
Yeah.
I like it.
Well, you can take it.
It just
It's
burns.
yours.
It burns on its way down.
Yeah,
A bit like I don't know, like sambuca or something.
you can take it. It's yours with the doce de leite and
Oh my
everything
God. Amy, wait till you have a bit of that selling.
for you to remember.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Jade, thank you so much. I
Thank you.
loved having you here.
Thank you.
It was amazing. That camera is on you if you want to say goodbye to
Okay.
everyone.
Yes. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to all my fans in Brazil. I love you so much. Thank you for these gorgeous treats and this stunning interview. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Mwah.
É isso, gente. Na Palma da Mari com a Jade, edição especial aqui. A gente se vê semana que vem com um episódio novo. Vocês sabem, toda quinta-feira, a partir das 8 da noite. Um beijo e até lá.